Hi everybody, this is DrJimHa. I'm a research professor at the University of Washington in animal behavior, 30-year career studying the behavior of all sorts of animals. I'm a certified applied animal behaviorist on behalf of our professional organization and have been assisting people with their dogs and cats and behavior issues in their homes since 1999. So I'd like to think that I have a little bit of credentials in dog and cat behavior. And during this coronavirus incident, this pandemic, I'm sitting at home, getting lots of work done and doing some writing and so on. And it occurred to me that there's a potential crisis coming up with our dogs, and it's something that's got me started thinking about maybe getting the word out, trying to give people some warning. The issue is this: our dogs tend to very easily develop strong attachments to their pack, to their owners, to their handlers, and most of them, perhaps from a young age, I think, have gotten used to a lot of their owners leaving the house every day to go to work. Separation anxiety is an issue that I see in some dogs, and they'll chew up the house. They bark consistently when the owners leave, and it's a relatively rare issue. It's not too common. It's something we can deal with. My concern is that during this pandemic, so many of us are out of work, are working from home, are teleworking, have no jobs left, and we're home. And we're going to be home a lot. And that's what we want to do. That's what our government wants to do. That's what we need to do. The issue is that our dogs and cats, particularly the dogs, are going to get very used to having you home, having everybody home. And my concern is that as this crisis passes, as it will eventually, and people begin to go back to work, this is going to become a major canine separation anxiety crisis, perhaps around the world. So this kind of dawned on me, and so what I wanted to do was to sort of create this video blog for everybody to try and get this disseminated out into the world as best we can. What I encourage you to do as you're working at home, as you're spending so much time at home with your dog, and your dog's going to love it. Your dog is really going to love having you home, and that's the concern. I want to encourage you to leave the house without your dog. I want to encourage you to take breaks, to give the dog time at home. It was used to having time at home by itself. Do it exactly like you when you leave to go to work. If you leave a treat, if you leave them crated, if you don't leave them crated, do it exactly like you leave for work. You don't have to leave for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours or 12 hours. But certainly I encourage you to consider going for a drive. Make sure you obey all of the pandemic public health regulations. But go have a meal if you're allowed to go have a meal. Go for a long walk. Go for a bike ride. Go for a long drive. Go sit in your car and read a book. But make sure that your dog stays used to having you depart and be gone for at least a while. This is going to make your life so much easier when life begins to return to normal and you suddenly have to go back to work out of the house. And I hope that this gets around. I hope people circulate this, and I hope people think about leaving their dog at home for some breaks so that they don't get used to having you at home too much. And that this makes life a little bit easier later as the world begins to return to normal and you go back to leaving the house for work and leaving your pets at home. So you can contact me at DrJimHa@gmail.com. I have a website at DrJimHa.com. and I can be reached, and you can keep up to date with some of my other activities on Facebook as DrJimHa. Talk to you later. Thanks.